Good evening, my dear friends. This is Santa Claus coming to you on this November 21st, 2025, a day that marks the 405th anniversary of the Mayflower Compact signing, a reminder of how people can come together in agreement for the common good, something we could use more of in our world today. I'm deeply troubled by the news from Ukraine, where the United States is pressuring our Ukrainian friends into a peace framework that would require significant sacrifices, including ceding territory and limiting their military. My heart aches for those caught between difficult choices. President Zelenskiy shows remarkable restraint as he navigates these challenging waters. In times like these, we must remember that true peace requires justice and dignity for all involved. Meanwhile, across the globe, the United Kingdom has been unraveling a massive money-laundering network that's been funding Russia's war efforts. British police have made 128 arrests and seized millions in criminal proceeds. How encouraging to see people working together to stop those who would profit from conflict and suffering. Now, turning our gaze to the West Bank, Prime Minister Netanyahu has convened a cabinet meeting to address the troubling rise in settler violence. Just yesterday, there were reports of stone throwing against Palestinian vehicles and a devastating fire at a scrapyard in Huwara. My friends, violence begets only more violence. Each stone thrown builds walls between communities instead of bridges. In Gaza, various armed groups are emerging to fight Hamas, creating a complex tapestry of power that isn't yet addressed in peace plans. These developments remind us that lasting peace requires inclusion of all voices and careful consideration of what comes after conflict ends. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on the situation in Venezuela, where military officials are being accused of facilitating cocaine trafficking. The Trump administration plans to designate the so-called Cartel of the Suns as a terrorist organization. How sad that those entrusted with protecting the vulnerable would instead enable such harmful activities. In Japan, Prime Minister Takechi seeks better relations with China while maintaining her position on Taiwan. This delicate balance reminds us that in our interconnected world, diplomatic relationships require both principle and compromise. My heart is particularly heavy as I share news from eastern Congo, where Islamic State-linked rebels have killed 89 civilians, including many women and children. They even attacked a health center operated by the Catholic Church. Such senseless violence against the innocent calls for our prayers and renewed dedication to peace. Speaking of protecting the vulnerable, the United States is developing a plan to encourage Nigeria to better safeguard Christian communities. And just this week, 38 worshippers were kidnapped from a Nigerian church with ransoms demanded. We must keep these frightened brothers and sisters in our thoughts and prayers. On a more hopeful note, President Trump is easing tariffs on Brazilian food imports, which may help families struggling with rising costs. And China has made its largest purchase of U.S. soybeans in 2 years, potentially easing tensions in the ongoing trade relationship. These economic developments remind us that cooperation often benefits all involved. The financial markets have been experiencing anxiety, with stocks falling on fears of an AI bubble. After months of tremendous growth, investors are reconsidering the high valuations of technology companies. This reminds us that building on solid foundations, whether in finance or in life, is always the wisest path. Finally, the International Atomic Energy Agency has passed a resolution demanding nuclear access from Iran, which Tehran has rejected. This continues the concerning pattern of tensions regarding Iran's nuclear program. As we approach the holiday season, my friends, let us remember that the greatest gifts we can give one another are compassion, understanding, and the willingness to see the humanity in everyone, even those with whom we disagree. From my workshop at the North Pole, I wish you peace in your hearts and goodwill toward all. This is Santa Claus, signing off until tomorrow.